Okay, so we're looking at question 79 from chapter 10, and it says, a uniform rod of length L rests on a frictionless horizontal surface, and the rod pivots about a fixed frictionless axis at one end. The rod is initially at rest. A bullet traveling parallel to the horizontal surface and perpendicular to the rod with the speed v strikes the rod at the center and becomes embedded in it. The mass of the bullet is 1/4 the mass of the rod. What is the final angular speed of the rod, and what is the ratio of kinetic energy of the system after the collision to the kinetic energy of the bullet before the collision? And so, so the initial angular momentum of the bullet is going to be this right here, and so it's going to be the length of the rod is equal to the mass divided by 4, so that's going to be the bullet, and the length divided by 2 multiplied by the velocity, and so we're going to get this mass times length times velocity divided by 8. And then the moment of inertia for the system is going to be equal to 19/48 multiplied by the mass times the length squared. And so if we have using the let's see, so we're using the law of conservation, so we have the angular velocity multiplied by the 19/48 multiplied by the mass times the length squared is equal to this mass times the length times velocity divided by 8. And so if we rewrite that in terms, or solve for the angular velocity, we get sorry, I gotta look at my notes, I can't even read my own handwriting. Yeah, so we get 6 times the velocity over 19 times the length, and then so that's going to be your angular velocity. And then the initial kinetic energy of the bullet is going to be 1/2 times the mass divided by 4th, because it's 1/4 of the mass of the rod, multiplied by the velocity squared. And then after, its kinetic energy is going to be 1/2 times the moment of inertia multiplied by the angular velocity squared. And so if we plug that in, we get 1/2 times 19/48 multiplied by the mass times the length squared multiplied by 6 divided by 19 squared. The ratio that we get for part B is going to be 3 to 19, or 3/19.